Guys, what's up? It's Brandon. Welcome to the first ever food truck marketing review. I'm super excited to get this started. Uh, what we're doing here is that I'm going to find and I found a food truck online. I did some research and now we're going to sit here and we're going to take a look at what they're doing from a marketing perspective. We're going to check out the Facebook page, we're going to check out the Twitter, we're going to see what they're doing on their website and see what else they have going on. Maybe they're doing some email, maybe they have some events, Instagram, maybe a few other social media sites. We're just going to take a look at whatever is online, see what they're doing really well, and maybe where some improvements can be made. And that way then you can learn from what they're doing right, and then you can also take from that and take from what they're not doing and make sure you don't make the same mistakes. I don't know if they're necessarily mistakes, but sometimes people just do some stuff from a marketing perspective they're just not aware of. So taking what they're not aware of is a better way of just describing it, and then using it towards your advantage. So let's take a look at this. I found the Shuka Truck that's based in New York City, and I actually just did a search on Facebook, and I was trying to see how some trucks were doing on the Facebook realm because I've done some research on Twitter. I know there's a lot of people doing stuff on there, but I was curious from the Facebook perspective what people were doing. So I found the Shuka Truck, which is a Shakshuka food, which is a Middle Eastern, and I hope I didn't mess that word up. I've been practicing quite a bit, but it's a Shakshuka food truck, which Shakshuka is actually a Middle Eastern dish, which they're claiming is from Israel. Some people I've seen on the internet saying that's actually more Arab. Whatever the case may be, it sounds delicious. I've never had it before, and it also looks fantastic. So I know next time I'm in New York City, I'm definitely going to check them out. But they've done a great job. When I searched for food trucks in Facebook, they were actually in the top about 5 rankings. I think they were at like 3 or 4, and they were underneath more so people who had like 70,000 likes on there, and those were pages that were actually more like groups or an event around food trucks. They weren't necessarily food trucks themselves, and so the Shuka Truck was one of the first ones that came up. So they do a really good job. They have some really good likes, and what stood out to me was that they have reviews. And if you look at the reviews, they actually have 5 stars. Over 100 different people reviewed them. So that to me stood out. As you know, that Facebook review allows you to review or get people to review your company, your business page, whether it's a food truck or not, and it's great. It's fantastic. It's up there with Yelp. I actually trust Facebook reviews a little bit more than I would actually with Yelp, because I know with Yelp we can have anybody go on there and they could post something really horrible, and that could really skew the ratings there. So I believe that Facebook reviews make it more honest, and you can get really more authentic reviews. So that really stood out to me. Then I took a look at it, and the picture's fantastic. The logo's really cool. If we scroll down here, they did a really good job of posting a Twitter. They basically screenshotted or screen captured. There it is. There's the word I'm looking for. Screen captured the tweet that went out from the Israeli in New York, which showed their truck. And I think that is a great idea. If you guys can do more of that, which is basically just showcasing, when other people are talking about you, and even if it's retweeting or, taking a screenshot of what people posted and then posting it back up, it's fantastic. And you can see they're getting, they got 34 likes, which isn't huge compared to the 3,285 likes that they have. But that's Facebook for you. You're not going to get every single person seeing you unless you're paying for it or you have a really engaging page. The other thing that really stood out to me too is that if you look here, their picture, this is beautiful. It's a beautiful picture. It really does a great job. They put even their logo in here. I don't know if they've got it professionally done, but I noticed that their pictures in general are just really well taken, and it doesn't take a whole lot for you to do that. Everyone carries around their little media device in their pockets, which is also their smartphones, and the cameras on there are sometimes better than some of the digital cameras that were created, less than 3 years ago. And so for you to take advantage of those, just learning, practicing. You can even use some filters out there that's either built in your phone or even on Instagram, and use it. And so they've done a really good job. They even have some videos up as well that, as you can see, the videos themselves on the left-hand side get some great interaction. So they have 84 likes on this one, 5 comments. This one has 107 likes, 8 comments. So they do a really good job of using being a media company. And then you can see here they got some responses. People are talking. People are asking if they're open. This is another one that I just absolutely love. The Shakshuka, or the Shuka team, the Shuka Truck. What they did is they took a picture of people actually eating their food. This is genius. This is what you should all be doing. This is for a food truck or any type of business. You need to showcase people actually using your product and enjoying it too. I mean, these people are in mid-eating form, and what might be even a little bit better, which I think this is great. I wouldn't change it. What I would say is that if you could get some pictures that are actually people are smiling either before or after they eat it, to showcase the emotion, the happiness, which those little things do make a big difference. But this is also great. I mean, when you see people eating that, social proof, we're like, hey, that looks great. I want some. So this is a great job that they showed it there, so you can see people are interacting with them. They even have a picture here of people in front of the truck, and they're enjoying themselves. And so just an overall great job, and we can continue to go through. I would recommend you check this out. If you go to facebook.com/Shuka, SHUKA Truck NYC, you will get to them, and you can see everything they have. They have 5 stars over here. You can see over here they have 5-star reviews, over 100 of them. They have 2 that are 4 stars and 1 that is a 2-star. So that says a lot. You can look at the reviews. You can leave a review yourself. I think that's fantastic. It shows a lot about what they're doing. They have a great product. But the pictures are wonderful. The few things I would change here is that they have to be careful when you post. What they are clearly doing here is that they're posting they're on Instagram, but then they're also posting to Facebook. And they are posting, I know for a fact, as we're about to take a look at the Twitter, they're posting to Twitter too. The problem here is that you get these things like where you can see that they have hashtags, and although hashtags are enabled and you can use them on Facebook, they're really not quite as effective as they should be. And so really, it's Facebook tried to implement this stuff that Twitter uses really well, and it was originally built into Twitter. Instagram is you can actually make a living off of building followers from using hashtags on there. So those are the 2 places. Instagram and Twitter are really more built for hashtags. Facebook, not so much. So what I would recommend is leaving out the hashtags as much as possible when you are implementing posts onto Facebook. So for instance, like this one, it has hashtag Shuka Truck, it has excellent Shuka Team, foodie. That is not necessary on Facebook. This is great for Twitter. This is great for Instagram. If you're going to intertwine the 2 of them, then just make sure to leave out the hashtags on Facebook. And I'll show you how we can actually do that. So great job overall here. Leave out the hashtags. Maybe implement some other pictures here. Keep in mind where you're posting this, so you're aware of that, and just keep on posting these great pictures. I mean, they do a phenomenal job. I really think on a Facebook perspective they do great. One other thing I would recommend is that they have now on Facebook pages you can actually put a call to action button up here. So for instance, and I'm going to like them. So for instance, you could actually put in here sign up or get the newsletter or something in there that creates a call to action. So if people are already in your Facebook page, they can do something else. I would definitely recommend getting them to sign up for an email letter or email list or newsletter, whatever you want to call it, because you capture that person's email. On Facebook, you only see 5 to 10% of your people that like you, your community. So only 10%, 5-10% are actually seeing your posts on here. And so for them, we're talking about a couple hundred people versus a couple thousand people. So if you could get those couple thousand people to actually sign up for your email list, even if it's just half, then you have a basis of about 1,700 people that you can constantly be interacting with them in their inbox, which most people have their email associated with their phone, so you can be in contact with them quite a bit and give them better updates and also cross promote things. So you might post something on Facebook and they might not see it, but you put it in the email and they will see it. Or you post it on Twitter, they see it, they don't take the action, but then they see it on email and then they do take an action. So you're giving them a similar message across the different formats of communication, but you're hitting them at different points, which then could lead them to actually taking action when they might have not done it in the first place. And if they already like your brand and they're willing to opt in from a social media standpoint, email standpoint, you're golden. You don't have to worry about them getting annoyed as long as you're not sending them stuff every single second of the day, which I'm assuming you won't. So that's one thing definitely take advantage of. So let's take a look at their Twitter real quick. So if we look over the Twitter, they did a good job. They pinned up a tweet on the top about the launch of their truck on Eatery. And what I might do on here is that this is a little dated. This is from November 27th. I would create something different that could be pinned up there, maybe a special promotion, something along those lines that when people now are coming to their page and looking at this stuff, that they could actually take advantage. This PR is great, but it's dated. It's no longer really relevant, and they are way past that date. So it's time to update it and give something back to the community. I mean, that's a great thing just to have sitting up there and say, hey, thank you so much for supporting us. Here's a coupon for the next time you stop by the Shuka Truck. So that's an idea here. Also, the other thing on Twitter is that they are cross-promoting the heck out of it. So as you can see, they do one post here, which is a retweet, but everything else is something that's either Instagram or this one is from Facebook. And so what they're doing is they linked up their Facebook to Twitter. Don't do that, all right? It's not necessary, because look at like thank you for everyone, and the clicks and goes to the Facebook. I mean, really, you can say that same thing on Twitter without having to do that, and really, actually, and people can get annoyed by that. I mean, I honestly don't like seeing that. It's not necessary like this. There's no need to have a link to go somewhere else, because this is enough on Twitter. And you don't need to have a really lengthy message. Just make it really short and sweet. And so here's how you can overcome this. As you can see, we're going to keep on scrolling down. Most of their stuff is linking back to their Facebook page. It's not necessary. This was great. This is what should be posted on here. But this should not be posted on Facebook, because all these hashtags. So there's being some cross promotion that's not really being used in the right way. So let's take a look at how you can actually do this a little bit differently. There's a great app out there. It's called Buffer. If you go to bufferapp.com, it is free and it's fantastic. And the wonderful thing about this from a food truck or a mobile standpoint is that it's mobile friendly. You can get Buffer as an app on your Android or iOS system or iOS device. And it's easy. It's easy to use. And what you do is you can make updates here. And what you see is that you can connect 3 different profiles. So if you have a Facebook page and a Twitter, you can do that. Or if you have LinkedIn or Google Plus, whatever, or even some of these other ones, you can connect up to 3 for free. If not, then you have to pay for it. But you put in an update here, and let's say you do the Twitter one, you could do that, put it in there. You add to the queue. You have a schedule. It'll go out when that schedule says it should go out. If you want to do the same thing, then you just you add it to the queue here. Then you click off of these 2, and then you do it just for Facebook. And you would put in the same message here that you would for Twitter, but maybe a little bit longer. You can even add the picture here. You can add a link. Whatever you want to do, you can do that. And then from an Instagram standpoint, maybe if you're doing Instagram, what you do is then you link it just to Facebook and leave out the hashtags. All right. So this app, Buffer app, is great for doing multiple different posts to different social media. So Facebook and Twitter, you don't have to have one linked. and you could say make the same post and just add another minute to what you're posting, and this will take care of it, and then it will also deliver the message in the way it should be going out on that platform. The way you say something on Twitter is a little bit different because you want to use hashtags, versus Facebook you don't really want to use hashtags, and you can make it a little bit longer on Facebook. So here you can devise that message up differently for each site, put it out there, and not have to worry about annoying people or not coming across the right way. Because it's those little things like hashtags on Facebook posts that people are like, what the hell? I don't want to see this shit. So that, it's those little things, again, little things that add up. So this is a great app. It's completely free. It'll help you out. It helps you schedule it out too, which is great. It makes you a lot more productive, and you can use it on the fly on your mobile device. So definitely check that out. Now, if we go back and we just look on the Instagram standpoint, what you want to do with Instagram is, let's take a look at this real quick. I'm going to click on here. So here we go. All right. They showed the truck. They have all this. This is exactly what you should be doing, and they did a fantastic job here. They posted the picture here. They linked it to their other ones, but they kept the message really short and sweet, as you can see right here. What they didn't do, though, is that, as you can see, they put the Instagram here, and let's see, that was the first or second one over on Facebook, or it was this one. So yeah, this one was great. They did it perfectly. They linked it both to their Twitter and their Facebook page. They left out the hashtags, and it worked. It worked well. So now you can see that they can get this across on Facebook or on Twitter, and then also on Facebook. Now what they also did is that they added all the hashtags in a comment. So this is great. Instagram is wonderful. You can really be seen a lot if you take advantage of hashtags. And actually on the phone now, in the mobile app, now when you put in a hashtag, it will show you how many posts. So it'll show you what's popular, what hashtag's popular, and what's not so popular. And so you can start to make adjustments. It's a fantastic update that's just happened recently. But what you can see they did here is they didn't flood their message with all these hashtags that help them to be found. They put it in a comment box. It's genius. It's the way you should be doing it. So they did a great job here. Kudos to them. Wonderful. I love the picture. They used a great filter, and they got people right in action. So definitely a good way and a good use of their time. So let's just take a look and round things out with their website. So when we go to their website, so one thing I want to point out, hold on, let me go back for a second. I know I'm jumping around a bit here, but if we take a look at their Twitter, a few things to point out. Great picture on the top as the header. Fantastic. It shows the people behind the truck. It's really cool. It's nice. And then on the other side here, they do a great job. I would recommend that, maybe they think about investing in getting an email like info@shukatruck.com, or Shuka Truck, the Shuka Truck NYC, or Shuka NYC, which is their domain. Getting email that's associated with it looks a little bit more business friendly. They put their telephone number in there, which is great. What I would change is not to link it back to their Facebook. Facebook is great. You have a lot of likes on there. Obviously, there's reviews. But, and this is a big but, you don't own social media. You don't own Facebook. You don't own Twitter. You don't own Instagram. You don't own these platforms. So tomorrow you could wake up and Twitter could completely change their business model, and you would have no clue, and you can lose out on the followers you have. So the only way to really counteract that and to own and have more control over this situation is to actually drive them to a website, which will then keep them updated on information, and then also to drive them to submit their emails. So that way, now if you're driving them to your website, they know where your website is. Maybe they bookmark it. It's mobile friendly, so they can see it on their phones as well. And get them to give them your email. Give them something to incentivize them to give them your email, so you can build your email list. And you own that email list. It's completely different than its social media, and it's very intimate. And so when people do that, you're really gathering a strong group of advocates and to loyal followers, and those are the people that you want to be communicating with on a continuous basis. And so take advantage of getting people to sign up for your email list. And not enough food trucks or businesses in general are doing that. So we take a look at the website. This is obviously made on Wix, which is completely free. What I would recommend is that they somehow get this wiped out, whether that means they need to change this, or maybe they're getting some sort of incentive from it. But it's not necessary to have on there. If they want, great, but you're promoting more so Wix than you are for your own business. So again, they have some few things on here. It's not the pretty. I mean, it's pretty good looking. I don't want to be rude here, but it could be better. But it gives you exactly what you want. You have your social media links here on the side. You have your hours and delivery. You have the local of the trucks, so they know what they're getting. They also show the location, find us, so you can find where they are. You can leave a comment on here, which is cool. And you can do that. And then you have the gallery, you have the menu, you have the team, you have the contact, and you have the press. So this is overall good. Again, I would add a few things like the email address here, or gathering the email addresses. And that's really to the extent what I would do. I would clean up a little bit of this, and then I would definitely be driving people from Instagram or from Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. I would be driving them back to the website. Get them to take some sort of incentive. Give them 10% off. Give them something to take advantage of that. So there you have it, the Shuka Truck. One last thing, I would be interested to see if the Shuka Truck started doing things like little radio contests. And I call these radio contests because radio stations do this all the time, where they have their following to interact with them more so. And let's see how the interaction from what we can see, at least on our end, is. So they get a few stars. This one, definitely the one that was promoted by somebody else, got a lot of favorites and some good retweets. And so there's some decent stuff going on here. Let's see if there's any conversation actually going on. So there's not a huge I love your food. You know where you'll be on Friday, and following on Friday will be our last day of Passover. So yeah. So like things like this. When she's like, where will you be on Friday? And they responded, we'll be on 46 and 6. Something like capturing their email address to or text message. I mean, you can get text messages now. Capturing people's, phone numbers to text them where you are going or where you're going to be or when you get there as a reminder. Because people aren't constantly checking Twitter. I mean, they jump on it when they jump on it, but it's easy for someone to forget to go on to Twitter versus if they get something like a text message, and all they have to do is opt into it, and they can easily opt out of it. But if you take advantage of those type of services, I mean, those things are just creating convenience for your customers. Take advantage of that. I think that's a huge opportunity for food trucks. Being more proactive too, jumping on there, seeing what people are saying about food trucks in general, maybe in your local area. I know you don't constantly have someone who can be on your social media, but this is something that if you take 5 minutes before you actually open up shop, or 10 minutes, or take a little break, or have somebody on there just take a couple minutes to search on their phones, maybe you can drive some more people to you, create a little bit more awareness. So be more proactive. Capture their information to create more convenience, like a text message or email, and let them know where you are when you're popping up, or that you'll let them know the next time you're in the area. Those are great things like this, like Louisa here. If you capture her text message or email, you can say, hey, listen, we'll let you know the next time we're in your area, and we'll send you a message and let you know, an update, and let you know from there. So there you go. A few ideas. The Shuka Truck, fantastic. Overall, I think they've done a great job. There are a few things I would change, and I think it's a very some common mishaps, some common areas that they overlooked, essentially, from the emails and be more active on Twitter. But overall, I give them a fantastic job. I think they've done a B+ job. If I had to put a grade to it, a B+ job. Obviously, there's some room for improvement. Overall experience has been fantastic. So check them out if you're in New York, or if the next time you are in New York, check them out. And let me know what you thought of this. This is going to be an ongoing thing. I'd love to hear what you guys thought. Any comments yourself? Any feedback, leave it in the show notes down below. And until next time, guys, stay purposeful.